Cristiano. I'm the CEO of Bold Worldwide, an ad agency in Manhattan, and I'm from New York. I've been using Cardone U for at least a year, and I've been able to shorten my sales cycle so significantly that I absolutely contribute at least an additional $1 million in revenue since taking the training. And to be able to take a little bit of time and pick Grant's brain on some specific stuff for sales as I grow the company seemed invaluable, so let's do it. Hey man.
Hey, good to meet you.
You too. Pleasure.
Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate your time.
What are we going to talk about today?
So, look, I've got an ad agency in New York.
Okay.
Maybe
you can help me, man.
Yeah, right. We're small in the scheme of agencies, but we're doing between like 5 and 6 million in revenue.
Okay.
I'm very confident that the model works. We do really great work. We get incredible results for clients. We work with companies as large as PepsiCo on small piece projects, and then other tech startups, sports teams, etc. I want to 10x it. I want to get to 50 million plus.
Okay.
My challenge has been sales, not me, right? Like if I have the time to go out and sell, I'll close, no problem. I'm at this pivotal point where either I need to hire people on my team to manage the rest of the company so that I can step into just 80% of my time doing sales and biz dev.
Yeah.
Or hiring somebody that can go from cold lead to close. The problem that I found, and I'll tell you right after 10x, I went to 10x.
Right.
I came back and cleaned house. I had 2 sales guys, overpaying them. They were under delivering. I cut the team. So now I'm like,
and they thought they were great.
They thought they were amazing.
Yeah.
And they were kind of surprised. But the reality was it wasn't a good fit.
Yeah.
And so I'm at this point where do I find somebody that's a good fit and pay a lot of money for somebody that's super knowledgeable? They can work with me. Or do I hire managers in the company to free me up from the leads? What are you good at, man? I'm good at selling. I'm also good at the strategy and creative, but that's a part of selling because you have to be able to know that to walk clients through.
So I mean, how many employees in the company now?
We've got a little over 20 people full time, and then we have freelance.
So freelance and employees.
Freelance and employees, probably closer to 40.
Okay, so I mean, how the other 20? How much do the freelance affect?
They probably average maybe like a month or 2 months of work each per year. It depends on we get a bigger project, I scale up for that project, and then we move on.
So maybe that's really like 20 is really 5. They work a quarter of the year for you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure.
So let's say there's 25 full time. All right. So the way I would figure it. I got $5 million divided by every person's worth 200 grand. That's what every one of your people are worth. So if you want to get to 100 million, dude, you either gotta figure out how to better use people, or add people. So you need to get to 50 employees. Don't worry about the money, dude. Whatever you're going to spend, okay. You have to associate pain with staying where you are.
Right.
You're going to die at 5 million.
Yep.
So you can't. I mean, what do you take out of that business?
What do I pay myself?
Yeah.
Like 160, 155, 160 last year.
Yeah. Out of 5 million. Yeah. I mean, it's not working.
No.
It's not working.
No.
Right.
No.
So, I got guys back here on the phones, dude. You're going to make 3 times that.
Yeah. I know.
Right. So you don't want to own a business to make 150, 60 grand. You don't want to own a business to make $1 million a year.
No, not at all. It's not worth it.
So you got to scale to 100 million no matter what you have to do. You got to run through walls. You got to bleed. You got to be negative for a second. You got to do it. If I were you, rather than bleed, I would go collect the money because I'm a coward. So I don't like to bleed. So Vanderchuck, he's willing to pay the long game and not get paid, but he's probably got some coverage from his other business.
Right.
His dad's business.
Right.
I didn't have that. I don't have that option. I'd love to have that option, but I don't have it.
Right.
So when I started my first business, man, I was the sales guy. I was the guy that collected the money. Control equals income. The more control I had, the more money I made.
Right.
35 years later, man, I still control income. Like, I want money. I want the income. I control the sales cycle. I want to know. I check. I'm a micromanager. I'm a freak about revenue. I don't care about the other stuff. The HR stuff I don't care about. I don't even want to know about the problems, the mistakes. We need security here.
Right.
I don't care about any of that, dude. I control one thing. The top 2 inches of my financial statement. My job's to make that freaking thing so fat, everything below it, the next 3 pages,
Doesn't matter.
can't fuck it up.
Right.
So, and I would hire salespeople, you know? I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You can't grow without doing that, so.
No. Would you hire people that are younger that can go and get like warm leads but aren't going to be able to take it past that and tee it up to me? Or would you find somebody
Probably
who can-
combination.
Right. Somebody senior and some.
I would do all kind of deals. I'd probably have 3 levels of deals. Young guys that can tee it up. I'd have a handful of guys that can freaking shut it down, and I'd probably have a third group do some side deals with some other advertising guys. You know, that aren't so terrified of competition. That understand there's 2 ways to play competition. Either you compete head on,
Yep.
or you have a collaboration competition kind of thing. Like,
Right.
dude, well, let's just operate as freaking double spies.
Right.
You know?
White label a service for another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have 2 offers, right? Well, why not? If you're gonna have your arm eaten off, chew it off yourself.
Yeah.
So like I'm talking to a guy right now about, look, let's take your product, white label it under my name. We'll both push the same product into the marketplace. They'll say, yeah, we don't want that guy. We looked at his, yours sure looks like his, but we don't like that dude.
Right.
It's the same product, man. Now he's getting paid on that product.
Right.
But I'm pushing it, right? Because it's a different wave coming at the guy. It's a different, or the guy's like, I don't want your product because I don't like Grant Cardone, but they pick it up from him.
Right.
And they're like, dude, that thing looks the same.
Everybody wins, but it's not.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like a corporate mission.
Partnership type stuff.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. What do you care? Both of you win. Both of you get revenue.
Yeah.
You do a share. You do some kind of split. Any percent of something is better than nothing.
Right.
And it gets you that flow going, right? So what I would be doing right now, Brian, is I'd be writing down every day, dude. I do 100+ million every day in my journal. I do 100+ million in revenue. Constantly. That's all I would have my attention on. I do 100+ million in revenue. I'm not thinking about the sales guy that beat me out of a commission, the guy that. Dude, all my attention's on. I'm gonna get to 100 million. I'm doing 100 million in revenue. I'm doing 100 million in revenue. Like I'm literally every morning, every night. That's all I'm looking at. So what happens is I start moving in that direction. Okay, all the pain associated with it, the late hours, the cost, the expenses, the cash flow freak out, and I want to bury that phenomenon, right? I'm winning the Super Bowl. I forget that I'm going to get a concussion, you know, like. So, and then right now I would put you in as the Tom Brady.
Right.
You'd be the Tom Brady. You know, what's going to happen? Second half, we're down 25 points. He's doing everything.
Yep.
Now the whole world's going to tell you, you know, you're not delegating. How old are you?
34.
Yeah, big deal, dude.
Yeah.
Shit, Jesus didn't delegate.
Yeah.
He did it himself, all the way to the end.
Right.
So, you know, they're going to tell you, you're not delegating, you're micromanaging. Hey, man, you're on life support. Okay, you go to the hospital, you want to micromanage? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
So that's what I would do right now. I'd be freaking hyper micromanage. I'd bang my young guys. If you bring those young guys in, what do you have for me right now? Every hour, I need a lead.
Right.
So let me just ask you this question though: is 100 million real?
Yeah, it's absolutely real.
No doubt about it.
No doubt. Absolutely no doubt.
Okay.
It's
Is
still
else-
small in the scheme of big agencies. It's tiny.
Is somebody doing it already?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like who?
VaynerMedia's doing it.
Okay.
You know Gary.
How
Do
many
you know Jordan
salespeople do
Zimmerman?
they have?
You know Jordan Zimmerman.
Yeah, sure.
Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine, and he did 4 billion.
Yeah, Jordan's not a genius.
4 billion.
Yeah. So he's a
100 million is
maniac.
nothing.
He's a micromanager.
Yeah.
So how many salespeople does Vayner have?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, I do know that some of their creative team and stuff will pitch and try and sell. I don't know how he has it structured as far as actual.
But we know he's getting a lot of attention on social.
Oh yeah.
So it's an
I
organic
assume
kind
he's
of.
probably the main point of at least the big deals is him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could assume.
But what I would do is I would find out what they're doing, right? How many salespeople they have? Okay, the guy that's doing $4 billion. How many does Jordan Zimmerman have?
He says he closes the vast majority of his own revenue.
There you go.
Yeah.
I guarantee he's got a sales team.
Yeah. He said he doesn't do it all. He says the majority of the revenue is him.
Yeah.
Still.
So,
Yeah. Right. That's the answer.
you know,
You have both,
Steve
but-
Jobs was just still doing presentations to the internet.
Right.
Like, why is he doing that?
Right.
You know, because he's a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
Okay, and he got the job done.
Right.
And he's got number 12 on his freaking jersey, and he's like, dude, I'm gonna get it done because that's what I do.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with people like, oh, you micromanage everything. I'm like, dude, I get the job done. So I work for this company. I work for Grant Cardone's companies. I just happen to be Grant Cardone. So I got a contract with Grant Cardone, and my job's to get the job done. So what I drove myself to work today too.
Right.
You know, I don't want a driver, dude. I want to drive the goddamn car. I had a driver in LA. I said, fucking let me drive. I can drive better than you.
You get a sweet car. You got to drive that one.
Yeah. So I would focus on that right now, man. On the other stuff, you know, I don't know what y'all are doing social. If you just got one stream right now and one type of advertising that you're doing.
I'm actually working with Hank Norman one-on-one right now.
Okay.
He's been incredible.
Yeah.
Game changer.
And then, but I would look at some of this other stuff that nobody knows anything about to start trying to tap into it. The social stuff, VR.
They should do it. Yeah.
VR is going to be freaking monster.
Huge. Yeah.
And start figuring out how those can be symbiotic flows. Once you get an account, how you can start moving a guy into some other things that he's not looking at.
That's a good point. Bring it in as like a small thing and grow the account, right? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, like what are the symbiotic flows with it? How big's an account that you get?
on average, $250,000 a year.
Yeah. So I want to figure out, man, what's my second sale here? You know, anybody that'll give you a quarter, number one, nobody gives you their last 250 grand.
Right.
Ever.
That's a great point.
Ever. Nobody did.
Yeah.
So you walk away from that, man, we got 250. Nobody has the guts to give you their last money. This is something I use in charity. I raised about $100 million last year in charities. Guy gives me $1 million, all I'm thinking about is how much more does he have? Because nobody gives their last million. Nobody's that generous.
That's right.
No client gives you their last money, ever. So there's always more money. So now I'm going after, okay, what else can I get? Can I get social from him? Can I get SEO? Can I get Google search from him? You know, can I get, I don't know, man. I mean, like, how many different ways can I think? Can I get radio from him, TV? I don't care. What else can I get from him?
A lot.
You know, if you want a good customer, sell him more stuff.
Just got out of my meeting with Grant. It was awesome. He's just the man. Biggest takeaway for me was just doing what I already know I need to do, but taking action on it immediately. Freeing myself up to do what I do best in my company and going all in on that and not worrying about the details right now. That's the only way I'm going to grow. And honestly, I really mean this. Like, if you have an opportunity to take Cardone University or, you know, get a session with Grant or read any of his books if you haven't, I would absolutely do it. It's a game changer. It's just the way that he communicates, I think, is just so straightforward. It just makes sense. It clicks, and it makes a big difference.